My name is Ava Sinclair, the forgotten daughter. This is my story of exclusion, secrets, and a holiday reckoning that shattered illusions forever. If you've ever felt like an outsider in your own family, if holiday lights hide darker shadows, stay with me. The twists start now, and they won't let you go. It's Christmas Eve, snow blanketing the grand estate where your family has gathered for generations. Laughter echoes from the ballroom, twinkling lights reflect off crystal glasses, and the air smells of pine and cinnamon. But you're not inside. You're standing in the cold, peering through frosted windows at the faces of those who should love you most. Your parents, siblings, cousins, all toasting without you. For 15 years, they've forgotten to invite you. No card, no call, just silence. Then one fateful holiday, everything flips. You inherit the very venue they've cherished, the heart of their traditions. And on that Christmas, when they beg for entry, you hold the key. But revenge isn't just locking the door. It's unlocking the truth they've buried deeper than any grave. Our story begins in the picturesque town of Evergreen Hollow, Vermont, a place where Christmas isn't just a holiday, it's a way of life. Snow-capped mountains frame the horizon, and at the center stands Sinclair Manor, a sprawling Victorian estate passed down through generations. Built in the 1800s by my great-grandfather, it's famous for its annual Christmas gala. Roaring fires, orchestral music, gourmet feasts, and enough decorations to rival Rockefeller Center. My parents, Harold and Evelyn Sinclair, were the epitome of small-town royalty. Dad owned the local real estate firm, turning farmland into luxury retreats. Mom was the social chairwoman, organizing charity balls and holiday events that drew crowds from miles away. They had 3 children, my older brother, Nathan, the heir apparent, my younger sister, Lila, the darling princess, and me, Ava, the middle child, born during a blizzard that Mom always joked froze my place in the family. From the outside, we were idyllic. Family photos showed us in matching sweaters, smiling under the manor's massive tree. But even as a child, I felt the chill. Nathan got the best tutors, Lila, dance lessons and ponies. Me, hand-me-downs and try-harder lectures. Ava, you're so forgettable, Mom would say with a sigh, as if my quiet nature was a flaw. The first forgetting happened when I was 10. Christmas morning, I woke to an empty stocking. Oh, darling, Santa must have missed you, Dad chuckled. But it wasn't Santa. It was them. That year, they hosted a lavish party at the manor, invites to everyone but me. I spent the day alone in my room, hearing carols from below. It escalated. By 15, the exclusions were blatant. We thought you were at a friend's, they'd claim. Lies. I saw the guest lists. My name erased. Why? I wondered endlessly. Was it my average grades, my shyness, or something deeper? As teens, Nathan and Lila thrived. Nathan joined Dad's business. Lila became a social media influencer, posting perfect family holidays. Me. I left for college on scholarships, studying architecture, drawn to building what families like mine destroyed. But the holidays haunted me. Every December, I'd drive by the manor, lights blazing, wondering if this year they'd remember. Little did I know, the real secret was buried in the family vault, a truth that would make 15 years of pain seem merciful. College was my escape. I thrived in Boston, designing sustainable homes. Ironic, building families for others while mine crumbled. I dated sporadically, but holidays loomed like storm clouds. Friends invited me to their gatherings, pity in their eyes when I explained my family tradition of solitude. Back home, the manor became legendary. Mom's galas raised thousands for charity, photos splashed across local papers. The Sinclairs, Evergreen's holiday heart, headlines read. No mention of me. The 15 years blurred. Year 1 I called voicemail. Year 5 I showed up uninvited, door locked, private event. Year 10 a half-hearted card arrived late, no invite. I investigated subtly. Hacked emails, a friend's help, saw drafts with my name crossed out. Ava wouldn't fit, Mom wrote to Dad. I thought it was money. Dad's business struggled once. Maybe they cut costs. But no, finances boomed. Deeper intrigue. Anonymous letters arrived. Your family hides more than invites. Postmarked locally. Who? A disgruntled employee? A relative? I hired a PI on a whim. Early findings. Dad's late-night meetings at the manor. Mom's health scares coinciding with my calls home. Then tragedy struck. Grandpa Sinclair died, owner of the manor. Well, reading loomed. I wasn't invited, of course, but the lawyer called. Ava, you're mentioned. Come alone. Heart pounding, I drove through snow. What could it be? A token? Or nothing? The reading. Nathan got the business. Lila, jewelry. Parents, trusts. Me. The manor. Fully. To Ava, the one who sees what others ignore, Grandpa's note read. Gasps. Parents furious. Impossible. He was senile, but it was legal. Ironclad. Why me? Grandpa and I bonded over architecture and secret visits. He knew the exclusions, hinted at family lies. Ownership transferred. Keys in hand, I stood in the empty ballroom, echoes of past Christmases mocking me. But suspense mounted. Parents demanded access for their gala. Tradition, they pleaded. I smiled inwardly. This year, invitations were mine. With the manor mine, I explored forbidden rooms. Attic trunks revealed old letters. Mom's affair 30 years ago. Dad knew, raised me as his, but resentment festered. Ava's the reminder, a journal entry read. I wasn't Dad's biological child. Nathan and Lila were. That's why the favoritism, the forgetting. But more, the manor held financial secrets. Hidden ledgers showed embezzlement, Dad's siphoning charity funds. Grandpa suspected, left it to me as protection. Strange noises at night. Was someone watching? Phone calls. Give it back or else. I confided in a childhood friend, now a lawyer. We dug deeper. DNA tests confirmed the affair. Mom's lover. Grandpa's brother. Family scandal. Parents escalated pleas. Gifts, apologies. We forgot. Stress, you know. Lies. Emails show they planned my exclusion deliberately to erase the mistake. Intrigue peaked. A break-in. Documents stolen. No. Planted evidence to contest the will. I set traps. Hidden cameras captured Nathan sneaking in. As snow fell, Christmas neared. Their gala. I approved it with conditions. Invites sent, my design. Parents thrilled, unaware. I renovated subtly. Added projectors for holiday slideshows. Guests arrived. 200 elites. Lights twinkled. Carols played. Parents toasted. To family traditions. Then my moment. Lights dimmed. Screen lit. The forgotten Sinclair. Photos. Me alone on Christmases. Emails exposed. Affair revealed. Embezzlement proof. Chaos. Gasps. Dad blustered. Lies. But police waited, tipped off. Arrests mid-party. Manor mine forever. The manor felt colder after the gala arrests. Police lights flashed across the snow like red and blue wounds. Nathan was cuffed first, his face a mask of disbelief as officers read the embezzlement charges. Lila followed, mascara streaking, screaming that this was all a misunderstanding. Mom collapsed dramatically onto the velvet chaise in the foyer, clutching her pearls. Dad stood frozen, staring at me as if seeing a stranger. I didn't gloat. Not outwardly. Inside, though, something ancient uncoiled, like a winter vine finally breaking through frost. That night, alone in Grandpa's old study, I lit the fireplace and spread the documents across the oak desk. The affair letters were brittle, yellowed. Mom's handwriting, passionate promises to Uncle Raymond, Grandpa's younger brother, long estranged. Dates lined up perfectly with my conception. Dad had known for decades. He'd chosen silence, resentment, erasure. But why the Christmas exclusion specifically? I found the answer in a locked drawer, Grandpa's private journal, hidden behind a false panel I'd discovered during renovations. Entry after entry detailed the family meetings. Harold insists we stop inviting Ava to holidays. Says it's too painful to see the living proof of Evelyn's betrayal. Evelyn agrees, claims Ava's presence ruins the magic. I argued. They overruled me. Nathan and Lila must never know. My hands shook. Not just favoritism. A coordinated campaign to make me invisible. To punish me for existing. A new anonymous letter arrived that night, slipped under the manor door. You think you've won? The real secret is still buried. Check the East Wing attic. Heart racing. I climbed the creaking stairs at 2 a.m., flashlight beam cutting through dust motes. In a trunk labeled Christmas 2008, I found nothing at first. Then, beneath old ornaments, a small velvet box. Inside a key, engraved, "For Ava, when the time is right." What did it unlock? I spent hours searching. Locked cabinets that held only old tax files, a safe with nothing but cash, which I photographed for evidence. Suspense peaked when I heard footsteps below, someone in the house. I hid, breath held, only to realize it was the wind rattling shutters. Dawn broke. Exhausted, I sat by the window watching snow fall. For the first time in 15 years, Christmas felt possible. But the key burned in my pocket. What was it for? I decided the manor would no longer host their hollow galas. Instead, I opened it for the overlooked. Foster kids from the local shelter, single parents, elderly neighbors who spent holidays alone. Invitations went out via community boards and social media. No RSVPs required, just show up. The first, Ava's Christmas, was small but real. 30 guests. A towering tree I decorated myself. Homemade cookies, the recipe Grandpa taught me in secret. Laughter echoed, genuine, not performative. Midway through carols, the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, my parents, bundled in coats, faces pinched with cold and desperation. Dad held a gift bag. Mom's eyes were red-rimmed. I let them stand on the porch for a full minute before opening the door a crack. "Ava," Dad began, voice cracking. "We need to talk. The charges, they're dropping most of them if we cooperate. But the manor, the tradition." "Tradition," I echoed softly. "You mean the one where I wasn't invited for 15 years?" Mom stepped forward. "We were wrong. We were protecting the family image. But you're our daughter." "Am I?" The words hung like frost. I held up the affair letters. "Or am I the reminder you couldn't stand?" They flinched. Dad tried again. "The business is collapsing without access to the property. We could share." "No." I closed the door gently. Not slammed. Gently. Because slamming would have given them power over my anger. Inside, guests sang on, oblivious. I rejoined them, heart pounding but lighter. Later, Lucas, my old college friend, now an architect, arrived unexpectedly with hot cocoa and a quiet offer to help redesign the East Wing. We talked by the fire until 3 a.m., first real connection in years. Was this the start of something new? But suspense lingered, the mysterious key still unaccounted for. Flashbacks filled the narration. Childhood Christmases alone in my room, listening to laughter below. Mom's cold, we thought you were busy. Dad's averted eyes. Nathan and Lila opening gifts while I waited for scraps. Then present-day discoveries. I used the key on a forgotten door in the basement wine cellar. It opened a hidden room, Grandpa's private archive. Inside, videotapes labeled Sinclair Family Meetings 2005 to 2015. I watched in the dim light, grainy footage of arguments. Dad, if we keep Ava away during holidays, the questions stop. Mom, she'll understand one day. Nathan, teenage, why does she always ruin everything? Lila giggling. But the final tape, dated Christmas Eve 2015, Grandpa confronting them alone. You're destroying her. And if you don't stop, I'll make sure she inherits everything. They laughed it off. He didn't. Tears came then, not for them, but for the girl I used to be. Late night call from an unknown number. You've seen the tapes. Destroy them, or the family name burns. Click. Paranoia set in. Was Nathan out on bail? Lila, or someone else? I backed up the tapes digitally and confronted my fears head-on, installed security cameras throughout the manor. Christmas Eve arrived again. I hosted the second annual Ava's Christmas, larger this time, 80 guests. Charity auction raised funds for family counseling programs. Then, pounding on the door, parents, Nathan, Lila, all four uninvited, furious. I let them in, into the foyer only. Guests quieted, sensing drama. Dad, this is our house, our legacy. I held up Grandpa's will codicil, newly discovered in the archive, to Ava, with the explicit condition that the manor never again host events that exclude family members based on personal grievances. Silence. Mom sobbed. We're sorry. Please. One last Christmas together. I looked at them, really looked. The people who made me invisible. No, I said calmly. But you can watch from the snow if you want. I escorted them out. Closed the door. Locked it. Inside we raised glasses. To the ones who were forgotten, and the new traditions we build. Fireworks lit the sky, a surprise from Lucas. Guests cheered. Months later, the embezzlement case resolved, restitution paid, probation for parents. Nathan and Lila moved away, cutting contact. Mom occasionally sent cards, thin apologies. I kept them unopened. The manor thrived as a community space. Holiday retreats, architecture workshops, support groups for estranged families. Lucas and I began dating, slowly, carefully. We designed a new wing together, the Forgotten Room, a quiet space for anyone needing solitude during celebrations. The anonymous threats, traced to a former employee Dad fired years ago, seeking petty revenge. Police handled it quietly. 15 years of being forgotten taught me the hardest lesson. Family isn't blood. It's who shows up when the lights are on and when they're off. I didn't just inherit a venue. I inherited the right to choose who belongs. If you've ever been the one left out in the cold this holiday season, know this. The door can swing both ways. Sometimes, you get to be the one who decides who comes in. Thank you for staying through my story. If it resonated, share your own below. Like, subscribe, and remember, your worth isn't measured by invitations. It's measured by how brightly you shine, even alone in the snow.